I brought my daughter, trying to help me emotionally here. I'm so proud of our young men for their resiliency in just incredibly adverse situations. And we can't go back. We can't go back and change what happened prior to tonight or prior to 3 weeks ago. But in an incredibly difficult situation, these young men, coaches, families, administrators, support, everybody showed up and did exactly what we talked about on day one, and that was did their job. And, man, I hurt for those young men in the locker room. I hurt for the seniors. I hurt for just for being so close. But at one point in that game, we looked it up. I believe the probability of the other team winning was like 99.7, 99.8. It was in the third quarter. Third quarter, correct? The third quarter, 99.5, 99.7, 99 probability of them winning. And our kids dug down. They got backed into a corner, and our kids dug down and fought. And I told those young men in that locker room that I'd ride with them any day. And I'll make a couple closing remarks at the end about the direction of these young men and the direction of this program, because it's going, and it's going the right direction. And I don't know why it didn't turn out the way we wanted to tonight. And obviously we get to go look at film and evaluate that. But these young men battled their tails off. Some of the things that came up, and that guy right there forced 2 fumbles, recovered both of them, got us right back in the game, just makes plays everywhere. Brian Battie had his fifth 100-yard rushing game. Next year he'll come back. That tied the record. Next year in the first game of the year, he'll have his 6th in a row, which will break the record. He'll hold that record as he walks in the back right here. Byron Brown rushed for over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, had another one passing. And I'm not surprised. I told you all that. That's how he prepares. We gave ourselves a chance. We came back against all odds. Nobody gave us a chance at that point, nobody. And those kids put their head down, they worked. And at some point in life, they're all going to be better because of it. They're going to be better men. They're going to be better players. This team's going to be better next year because of it. And I'm just so damn proud I'm just damn proud of being a Bull. I'm proud of the effort tonight. Open it up to you guys.
Daniel, how do you sum up the defense's performance as a whole tonight?
Better. I mean, we got stops when we needed to. We got turnovers when we needed to. And we gave ourselves a chance. And we played better than we've been playing, which is all we asked. We got better each week in the 3 weeks that I was in charge, and I'm damn proud of them for that.
His final game as a Bull tonight, and the War 4 and 2 fumbles, I mean, was electric out on the field tonight. How big of an impact does he leave on this program and with the guys, and how big of an impact has he been to this program, and especially the defense as well?
Immeasurable. There's nothing I can use to measure that. I mean, his heart, his passion, his desire, his playmaking ability. I mean, I don't know how many tackles he had, 100 on the season, 108 on the year. I mean, are you kidding me? The guy's incredible. And his best days are ahead of him. They're coming. And just damn proud of him. Love you, buddy.
Obviously there's going to be a lot of, uncertainty across, this entire program and everybody's future. As you guys come into a close, just, what do these next days ahead look like for everybody involved?
Yeah, we're going to take tomorrow off. I guess being in charge, I get to decide that. So we're going to take tomorrow off. We're going to enjoy some time with our families as a staff, and our players are going to enjoy the day off. We're going to come in Monday. We're going to have a team meeting, and we're going to get these young men prepared for the 2023 season and what that entails as far as their academics, their strength and conditioning, their everything that they need to do to put their best foot forward to get prepared for the next year. And that's the lesson in life. Next season starts now. And it's going to start on Monday. And the seniors will be in there, and then we'll dismiss them. They'll move on. and they'll always be a Bull. And I'll be so proud of my time here with them, whatever my future holds. That's out of my control. But I know day one since I got here, I poured everything I had into this place, and I'm damn proud to be a Bull every single day. And these young men are going to get ready for the 23 season. And we've got an itinerary. Coach Boone and I got an itinerary set for everybody that's coming in to talk to them and what they need to do to get prepared to take the way we finish this season on the trajectory of where this program's going. And it's going. I promise you that. It's going.
Coach, you forced that third turnover around midfield, and it seemed like you got 3 straight runs. I think the first down was a read option. I think Byron probably was more upset with himself. With a 1-point lead that late in the game, you feel like you got a little too conservative there?
I'm not going to look back at that and say that. I mean, we've been able to run the ball all year long. It's a darn good defense. Unfortunately, we weren't able to run the clock out at that point. And, I say it Monday morning quarterback, I can always look back and say, well, I wish we got a first, wish we would have thrown for it. Had we thrown for it and gave them more time, could have scored faster. I mean, who knows? But I'm never going to look back on that. I think our players and our staff did everything we could tonight to give us a chance to win that football game. And for one reason or another, it just didn't work out that way. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for these young men. But, no, I'm not going to look back at that. I'm going to say we tried to run the ball, and it didn't work out in our favor in that series.
Did you get an explanation? It's still, like, looking back at it now, not entirely sure what part of that guy's body was in balance. Did you get an explanation from the ref after they reviewed the touchdown there with 20 seconds left?
I got to be honest, I didn't. I was ready to move on because it is what it was. I mean, it was already done at that point. And I've got to be the head coach and get our players ready for the next opportunity, which gave us a shot to get a shot at the end zone at the end of the game. And no, I didn't. I mean, I'll look at it a million different ways. You okay? It looked like his foot did hit the pylon though. Foot hits the pylon on the inside of the pylon. It's a touchdown. So that's what I saw as I was running around from my view. You okay? Can you say go Bulls? Can you say it out loud?
Daniel, down 28-0, did you guys make any major schematic changes, or what changed to go from that point to being up in the final rounds?
Belief. Stay the course. Nothing changed. It's a 60-minute game. It's life. There's a whole game ahead of you. I don't care. The probability didn't say 100. If it said 100, the game would be over. It didn't say 100. It said 99.8. So we took our .2 opportunity and we made the most of it. We got ourselves back in a position to be able to win that football game. And it's an attribute to these young men putting their head down and playing. And nothing else. They played their hearts out. And no, that's why that probability didn't say 100. It only says 100 at the end of the game. And we found ways to get turnovers. We found ways to score points, get 2-point conversions. Just kept swinging.
Daniel, you've been coaching a long time. You mentioned that 99.8 or 9, whatever it was. Have you ever seen it? I know it was giving the result you wanted, but have you ever in your coaching career seen a team fight back from something like that?
Not from this seat, no. It's a different chair. I guess I've just always tried to put my head down, whatever my role was, and just put my head down and star in it the best I could. Tonight it happened to be a different role, and I put my head down and I tried to star in my role, and we gave ourselves a chance. But looking back on it, I don't know. I was probably coaching I might have been coaching the wideouts and getting the wideouts lined up to get a shot at the end of the game and just didn't know that was what was coming.
Coach Brown connected on a 2-yard pass to Atkins for the second straight week. He had a touchdown pass to him. It feels like Brown has been getting in different receivers these last couple of weeks here. Do you feel that playing with guys that he's had more time with in practice? Do you feel that it's kind of made him more comfortable in the pocket and passing?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I heard most of that question. He's a stud, and we had a bunch of guys that stepped up and got into position for him to deliver the ball. And that was kind of something that had to happen all year long, was guys step up and make plays, and they did that. And his best days are way ahead of him. I mean, he's coming now. You better be ready. He does an incredible job, and again, I'm not surprised. It's the way you prepare, and he's got a great future ahead of him.
This senior class, a lot of them could have done a lot of different things. They could have went elsewhere. They could have decided not to come back with that COVID year. Just, holistically, what can you say your senior class and their resilience in a year that did not go, in the way that they wanted their final season to go.
Incredibly proud of every single kid that showed back up. I've never been in a situation where on Monday, after just a tough, difficult, just rip your heart out loss, tough. We had so many of those. These kids showed back up and inspired me, showing up on Monday, said, let's work, let's find a way. I talked about the 12 guaranteed opportunities and the 353 days you have to prepare for them. I can promise you this, on those Sundays and Mondays, Sunday was when we came back, Sunday, they showed back up, they were ready to work. That was an inspiration to me. But that's what you do in life, right? You get knocked down. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. And every single one of these kids got back up. They got back up and they fought.
Coach, do you think the defense had anything to do with the slow first start?
I'm gonna try to understand. I think the defense had to do with slow first start of the offense. They didn't. We didn't get off the field as much as we needed to in the first half, and then obviously we weren't moving the ball as well on offense. So I think it's a combination of both. We got to sustain drives on offense, and we got to get off the field on defense. And then when we started doing that together, it started being a combination of that. Hey, you want to go see Mom?
Yeah.
You want to go see Mom? Okay, come here. So, yeah, and I'm sorry if that didn't answer your question, but, we didn't. I'm not sure if we got off the field in the first half. I think pump block didn't get on the field, so I think every possession they had, they either scored or went for it on fourth. I don't know if we got any of those stops.
Coach, in the second quarter, there was that unusual circumstance, as the official called it. What was that? It was unsportsmanlike conduct, and it seemed like even if they balanced off, that we should have had one more penalty that should have been called. What was that?
So we had a late hit out of bounds. This is the one you're referring to, right? We had a late hit out of bounds, and I want to publicly say I apologize for what took place on the sidelines. That can't happen. We have to be better as an entire program to make sure those things don't happen. But at that time, we ended up getting a penalty, right, which basically offset the late hit. And then due to the scuffle, I can say what they told me, right? Just making sure. They told me that both sides, everybody received an unsportsmanlike, meaning if there was one more, that player would be ejected. So because of the scuffle and because of whatever took place, that it basically went unsportsmanlike across the board. And if something were to happen again on either team, that individual would be ejected. Because if you get two unsportsmanlikes, you're out of the game. So, unfortunately, we should have got a late hit, moved it up 15 yards, and we didn't respond properly. And when we all have a choice to, we didn't respond properly, and it negated that, and we had to go from there.
Coach, did they highlight which players, if they got another unsportsmanlike, would be ejected?
Everyone. Literally everyone. So it was a blanket unsportsmanlike against our team and a blanket unsportsmanlike against their team. Any one unsportsmanlike conduct, that person would have been ejected.
Daniel, you touched on in your opening statement, but where do you think the future of this program is? Where is the trajectory of whoever the next coach?
It's taking off. It's taking off. And as this winds down a little bit, this program is set and it's ready to take off. And we have the things in place from an administrative standpoint, from a support standpoint, from a fan base standpoint that we saw out there tonight. And I want to say, man, tonight was fan appreciation night. Man, I'm so appreciative of you fans. And you guys poured your heart into it tonight too. You gave it everything you had. And I appreciate you guys for that. And we have that in place, facilities. We have the new indoor. We have the changes that have been made in the facility, the locker room, the progress moving forward with the on-campus stadium. This program, all that's in place. But what's inside the locker room that nobody else sees, that's what's there. And you saw a glimpse of that tonight. You saw a glimpse of it these last 3 weeks. But we've got an unbelievable nucleus. And the character and the grit, resiliency, fight. I mean, we got backed into a corner, no chance. We found a way to give ourselves a chance. But I see this program taking off, and I see it happening very soon. And that takeoff starts Monday.
Coach, you referred to the last 3 weeks, and congratulations. I mean, there was a difference. There's a different light. So what did you say, what did you do that changed these last 3 weeks?
I mean, the stage was set. I mean, it was already there. Our kids have been fighting. There wasn't something that I did dramatically different. But I would say it's the approach that you have every single day in your life. And I can stand in front of you tonight, and whenever I get to lay my head on the pillow tonight, when these young little ladies over here let me, those are my daughters I'm referring to, my daughters. And when they let me lay my head down, I can rest my head on the pillow knowing that from the day I showed up here on January 5th, 2020, I gave this thing everything I had. And I think that right there, how you live your life on a daily basis and how you show up and how you work and how you put your best foot forward and the energy you pour into things, I'm proud and comfortable saying that I gave it everything I had. And our program did these last 3 weeks. We gave it everything we had. And I'm proud of them for that.
20 carry, something like that?
I mean, not really, because I always, I always approached everything, you never know. I mean, so the way I'm coming, just like I was saying about Byron last week, even though you're not that number one guy or getting all the reps, at one point you still got to treat it like you is, because you never know when your chance going to come. And, the way I look at it, I want to be able to be the best I can be. So it's I always had that same look, that same mentality coming into things. Even at the beginning of the season, I had that same mentality. I know when I get out there, I want to look good and do what I'm supposed to do and do my job. So, I mean, I always treated it the same way.
Speaking of Byron, how do you feel like he played over these past 2 weeks up here? Sorry.
Oh, my fault.
How do you feel like he looked these past 2 weeks, considering his first 2 career starts?
Yeah, you can't ask more from him. He played great. He looked like he'd been back there for 4 years now. So, I mean, you couldn't really ask more out of him. He played great, and he did what he was supposed to do. I'm proud of him. He got a bright future, and he just kind of proved that last week wasn't no fluke, and he can do this every week. And I'm proud of him for that.
What was the energy like today compared to other home games in the stadium?
Oh, it was electric. We had a lot of our fans out, and just amongst each other, this is a game that we want to win bad. I mean, we should come in with that same mentality every game, but it's just a game that you can't lay down. You got to be out there, and this is all you want is a victory. And we had a great mentality coming in. We kind of got shook up a little bit in the first half, and we had an even better mentality coming into the game, coming out the second half. And we finished strong, but we just ain't finished strong enough.
When they, once they scored, 20-something seconds left, y'all huddled up, coming out, you got, a couple of plays. What was said when y'all huddled up?
No, it wasn't really too much to be said, really. We all knew what time it was, and telling each other, let's go, we got to win. And we already knew if we was going to go score, we was going to go for 2. And we was going to end the game like that. And we was just trying to execute.
Your head in the last hour since the final whistle.
Just trying to soak everything in, trying to soak in all the chemistry I built with my teammates, also with my coaches, also with the rest of the staff at USF. I'm trying to take all that in. I'm not trying to worry about the future right now. I'm just trying to be in the moment. And that's my mentality right now.
What did they do particularly well, or what did you guys not do well in the first half? They scored on their first 4 drives.
It just comes down to execution at the end of the day. We got out of a call. We had to switch up a call. Once we got out of that, everything started working and the pieces started fitting perfectly. But it's just up to execution by the players. You know, if a coach calls a play, he expects all the players, you know what I'm saying, to fit their gaps or be in the right pass drop or things like that. So, yeah.
How do you assess the defense's performance as a whole tonight?
He said it again.
Your assessment of the defense's performance as a whole.
First half, we came out slow. Obviously, gave up 28 points. But coming into the second half, I felt like we bowled up. We became men. We had to do what we had to do. Yeah, that's it.
Dwayne, you mentioned, you know, kind of being in the moment. I mean, I felt like first part of the game kind of felt like the energy wasn't there in terms of crowd and stuff, and then get those 2 fumbles and the energy was there. It was honestly, for me, it was one of the craziest crowds that I've seen USF has had in a while. I mean, for you, for this being your last game to, you know, have those 2 fumbles and then the crowd, and I mean, soak that all, like, what was it like for you, especially with being the last game?
It was amazing, just to see my teammates like just come up to me, just be so proud of me and what I've accomplished. But big shout out to my guys, though. I want to give a quick shout out to those guys for the guys that battled with me this whole season, even though it didn't go the way we wanted to. But huge shout out to them. Shout out to my boy Antonio. A lot of things happened to him that was out of his control, but he showed up every day and ready to work, ready to push me and the other guys as well.
How do you want to be remembered at USF?
That's a tough question. That's a tough question. Just a guy that gave it his all every single day. That didn't take a day for granted. That just gave it his all every single day, every single moment, every single play, every single workout, everything, every moment that I was at USF, I gave it my all. That's how I want to be remembered.
I know it wasn't the season you wanted, but just as a whole, what this in your 5 years with this program mean to you?
It means a lot. I came in as I won't say a child, but I was young coming in at 18 years old, and now I'm 22, about to turn 23, and I've grown to a man. This university has taught me a lot. My teammates have taught me a lot. My coaches have taught me a lot. The teachers here, the students here who work with me, they taught me a lot, and I'm appreciative of coming from USF, and I wouldn't choose nobody nowhere else.
Dwayne, no one knows who the next coach is going to be, but what is that next coach walking into?
A bunch of guys that's hungry, that wants to be great. A bunch of guys that want to win, that want to change the program around. We had new faces coming in, so it had to take a while for guys, you know what I'm saying, to buy into the coaching and stuff like that. But the guys coming back, they know now, they want to win now, they want to do all they can now. So whoever's coming in, I expect a bright future for USF.
To that extent, what's your message for the guys that are coming back next year?
That aren't coming back? How can I put it? Football doesn't make you. You know, leaving football and that transition, yes, it's hard. I know it's going to be hard for guys, including myself. But just go out to the world and ready to compete. You know what I'm saying? Like in this world, you got to compete and do all that you can. And I feel like that goes into football. And I feel like football can teach you life lessons just like that. So that's all I can say.
Dwayne, for you, there were moments throughout the game where they showed your entire family on the big screen. What does it mean to you to have like such a big community that just supports you in everything that you do?
It means so much. I love my family to death. I would do anything for my family. For all of them, mine just like my whole family. That's like 75% of my family. But for that 75% to come out and show their support, it just means a lot. I want to do something big in front of my family, which I feel like I did today. And I love them. I'm going to see them right after this. I'm going to give all of them a big hug, and we're going to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? My last football game. That's the USF bowl.
All right, Dwayne, go see your family. Questions for Byron?
You stepped in, you know, a couple weeks ago at Temple, you know, and kind of in the last couple minutes. Could you imagine that you'd be, you know, where you are now, you know, thinking back a month ago?
Honestly, no, but I was always preparing for if there was that opportunity. So just preparing in practice, in game, being on the sideline, getting the calls, seeing what I see. So no, but I was ready.
Final down, 28-0. What's your mindset when you're in the huddle? Are you kind of saying, okay, are you taking a mindset that it's scoreless at 0-0, or were you feeling some anxiety to get things going, or what was your mindset at that point?
There was no anxiety. I mean, like Bat said, Battie said in his earlier. He said that we were just shooting ourselves in the foot, and we were going up and down the field. So it was just, let's go score, get one on the board, and then just let's keep it rolling.
I know Holden, early in the game had that ball that kind of, bobbled out of his hands, and then, was just fingertips away from making that last catch. Did you have to go and pick him up a little bit after the game and kind of talk him up?
Definitely. I mean, Holden, he made some good plays for us. Comeback, he caught that. But he was one of the first people to come over to me when I fumbled. So just me to be able to return the favor for the pick, and even when it was in his fingertips at the end, just pick up my brother. I mean, he played great, and so did everyone else.
What can you say about, your wide receivers? You don't have X, you don't have Joffrey, but you had some guys that stepped up the last 2 weeks. Just what can you say about the guys and their resiliency in that wide receiver room to big plays?
They all playmakers in my book. I mean, in practice, they make plays. So just for them to be able to show it, and them to, help me as well. I mean, they caught the ball. I didn't just put it in their vicinity. So for them to make plays for me was for the whole team was just outstanding, and next man up mentality, really.
3 different quarterbacks this year. You kind of rounding it out. Still at top 45 offense by a lot of numbers, a lot of metrics. What made Coach Trickett's offense so kind of seamless for whoever was the signal caller this season?
Coach Trickett, he puts a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of sleepless nights into the game plan, and we just all buy into it. And anytime Coach Trickett come in and say he got him, he got him. So we all just bought in and just executed and did it to the best of our abilities.
Byron, over the last 3 weeks, what have you learned the most about yourself?
What have I learned about myself? I mean, I learned that I can play at this level. I mean, that's always one of the few things that go through your mind when you're coming into college. So know that I can play at this level, and know that I can play at a high level. So just confidence, that I have confidence in myself, and it built over the course of the 2 games that I played in, and so yeah.
Was there a specific play that you kind of like, oh yeah, I can do this?
I'd probably say when Trey went down against, let's say it was SMU, and I got in and threw a touchdown pass to Jason Littlejohn, I think that was that moment.
So, you ended this season, you're going into next season. What's your mentality? Are you coming in thinking, I'm the starter? I've got more to do? What's your thought process?
My thought process is get back to work. I mean, nobody's promised anything, so come ready to work, get the guys ready to work, and whoever the new coach is, we'll come ready to work each and every single day. So I have a lot more left to learn, a lot more left to improve on. So just can't wait to get back in the lab and go at it.
How much have you been able to learn from Bohannon and Marsh, kind of, especially heading into these last couple of weeks, starting and stuff, how much have you been able to take from them and use it kind of in your play and use it in your play for the season, or the last 3 weeks, I should say?
I learned a lot from both of them. I mean, I would go up and watch film with them. They tell me what they see prior to the game. They tell me, oh, look for this, look for this. Like today, GB, he was on the sideline. He was telling me, oh, so be ready for this. They're about to do certain things here and there. So just them being like an older brother and a mentor to me as well. So really appreciative of those guys, and they're my big brothers.
Did the noise level in the stadium get to you at all? Like, the fans were going crazy.
it didn't get to me, but I did come to the sideline with GB, and I was like, it's loud. And he was like, imagine Florida. So it was definitely amazing to have that type of environment. Love the fans, and just hate we couldn't pull it out for them and the seniors as well. So.
Byron, what's the biggest thing you're looking forward to heading into 2023 as a program, as a player?
The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is turning it around. Turning it around. I feel like it's there, and I just can't wait for the whole world to see that we're turning it around.